We are privileged to present you Cuttings 1820 to 2020 by Pippa Hetherington in collaboration with the Keiskamma Art Project. Our speakers for this evening are Pippa Hetherington. Hi, Pippa. Oh, let me just quickly unmute everyone. Sorry.
Hi, Anna. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Pippa. Nobuko Nkaba is also joining us from Cape Town. Hi, Nobuko.
Hi, Anna. Hello.
And Nozeti is also joining us from the Keiskamma Art Project. Hi, Nozeti.
Hi, Anna.
Okay, in these unprecedented times we are living through today, this exhibition is bound to provoke viewers to reflect on their heritage. Pippa and the Keiskamma artists has done an amazing task in bringing together shared histories in such a profound way that only women can. One of the elements that is very captivating about this exhibition is the finer details in each artwork, the details that are almost hidden in plain sight and that each viewer must uncover themselves. Each piece has been timelessly planned and stitched by hand to not only create a physical work, but also a symbolic means of putting together what has been broken, a kind of process of mending the past, a process of bringing together what has historically been kept apart, and hopefully starting a conversation that will never end. Nobuko will be our first speaker for the evening. Nobuko was born in Butterworth, located in the Eastern Cape. She is a graduate of the Michaelis School of Fine Art at the University of Cape Town, where she majored in photography. In 2012, she was awarded the Tierney Fellowship and was the recipient of Regeneration 3, a photography-focused initiative. She has embarked on several teaching endeavors through her role as visual art and digital photography educator at the Peter Clark Art Center. Nobuko is currently a lecturer of photography at the Red and Yellow Creative School of Business in Cape Town, and her work explores the precariousness of home and opportunity. Nobuko's work reflects on personal memories of growing and living in an informal settlement in Grabouw, Cape Town, and the complexities of migration and labor. Nobuko is joining us all the way from Cape Town, and she will be talking about her personal response to Pippa's exhibition and the process. Nobuko, thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna. That was a cool intro. Well, as everybody know now, I'm Nobuko Ngaba and I'm an artist based in Cape Town. I've had the pleasure of meeting the Keiskamma artists when they were here last year, and I visited them at the residency space in Noordhoek where they were working with Pippa. The first time that I heard about the Keiskamma woman was when I was a visual arts teacher at the art center, and I remember going through the book or the orange textbook for grade 10, and we were going through the tapestries that they had made, and they were displayed at the City Hall in Cape Town. So I didn't know that there will be a point in my life where I will actually get to meet the wonderful woman behind these tapestries that I've taught. So it has been an honor to actually meet with them face to face and have conversations while they were in Cape Town. We didn't really spend that much time together, but the little time that we had was really effective because I got to see the collaboration process between the artist and Pippa in their studio. And going into the exhibition that is now currently, well, that you will see from today, I think the exhibition is a very carefully an honest approach into objects and symbolism. And I'm particularly happy that it has this very strong female voice, and that the production process in this work was driven by dialogue and ongoing conversations. And if we think of land and space, it's such a very complex topic in South Africa, one which is layered, and it requires an intense and careful consideration. And I think these conversations came up when I went to visit the artist. And I remember when the artist and Pippa told me of the conversations that they had with regards to who was allowed to go into town during the old days and what people would wear. And they talked about textiles and clothing, and how the clothing changed from the traditional methods to the more modern ways with the presence of the European settlers. So it was a lot of conversations that were going back and forth between the artist and Pippa. So when I look at the garments that are on display, I think for me, they are metaphoric symbols of space and place, and also they are a representation of these different fragments of the complex narratives that the Xhosa people in the Eastern Cape have, as well as the generation of the settlers. So I really think this is a great exhibition, and I'm very drawn into what Pippa wrote on the essay, where she quoted Carrie Mai and said, Carrie Mai is not interested in a linear representation of history. She's interested in the tangled web of it, the corners or the layers of it. And I think that this exhibition is successfully starting this dialogue and unpacking the tangleness of the land history within a broader, within a South African context. So it is a very much needed dialogue that we should have in South Africa. And I hope that the women will continue engaging and making beautiful work, and also that they will continue coming together to try and make sense of these places and spaces that come with history.
Thank you very much, Nabuko, for that. Well, next up is Pippa, our artist, and Pippa is a South African photographer and has spent the last 2 decades in photography and video documentary. She is the co-founder of Behind the Faces, a Pan-African women's storytelling project launched at Constitution Hill in Johannesburg in 2013. Her work has been published in international and national publications. She established an online photographic archive, which is available through Africa Media Online. Her solo and group exhibitions include Cape Town, Johannesburg, Bloemfontein, Durban, London, Dublin, New York, and Washington, D.C. She graduated with a Master's in Fine Arts from IPC Bard in New York City in May 2019. Pippa is also joining us from Cape Town. Thank you very much, Pippa.
Thank you very much, Anna. And Nabuko, thank you so much for giving so much thought and consideration for what you said in it. And I feel like I'd love to keep the conversation going with you as well. I've made some notes, so I just briefly want to say thank you to everybody who's here and who's joined the Zoom. And I keep on sneaking into the participant list, and it's very exciting to see who's joined from far. I guess everyone's pretty far at the moment, but it's just really lovely to see everyone's names there. I just want to start off by thanking GFI for their support. Anna, Rose, Simeon, Dorothea, you've all been absolutely wonderful to work with. And I'm so pleased that we took the plunge and made the exhibition happen this year. It feels fitting that it has opened in Women's Month in South Africa, and it also feels important for the work that for the first time that it is shown, it is in Port Elizabeth, even though we're not getting to see the physical space. It was really, really meaningful to put the work up in that space because it holds a key step in the process of the story that we're telling. A few kilometers from the gallery is where the ships arrived from England in 1820 200 years ago, which is a pivotal part of this complicated history we're talking about. The seed of the project was actually planted towards the end of 2018 while I was studying in New York City at ICP. Although I was terribly homesick for South Africa, the experience brought into focus how I saw myself in the context of our personal and shared histories. And through art making, I began to articulate that. By the time I came back to South Africa in mid-2019, I had also come to realize that having worked alongside the women from the Keiskamma Art Project for many years had a significant influence on my practice. And further, how these very women are descendants of shared history that has always been told separately. Our coming together to make the artwork felt intuitive, which brings me to say, with huge, huge gratitude, how working with Nozeti, Nomonde, Notandile, and Nomfundo has been one of the most stirring experiences of my life. Thank you so much for sharing so much with me, for teaching and embracing this project, even though it was emotionally painful at times. Also, two other artists from the wider Keiskamma collective I want to acknowledge are Kathy and Sia, who helped me with the wire body frames. Without their workshopping and experimentation, I think I would have tied myself in a knot, in a big fat wire knot. And also through the contributions made from crowdfunding and fabric pieces donated by many, many individuals, we couldn't have produced the work to the extent that we did. I also just want to, while I'm on the thank yous, say thank you to my family and my friends who have stood by this project. You are my history, new and old stories, and old and new stories to come. So what I hope is that the work will encourage people to think about where they come from in the context of who they are now, not only in the backdrop of the Eastern Cape history of South Africa, but in the world. The story of the frontier wars is not unique, but there are many similar stories around the world. So making visible the scars through stitching and sewing, reparation doesn't mean hiding the wounds. I hope the cuttings work can also provide people with a sense of wearing their own histories and reshaping the course of it. Thank you. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you very much, Pippa. So next up, our last speaker, but not least, is Nosimasile Makubalo, also known as Nozeti. She is a senior artist and designer at the Keiskamma Art Project since 2000. Nozeti was born in Hamburg in the Eastern Cape in 1964, and she is a widow raising 6 children and 3 grandchildren. Nozeti is joining us from Hamburg. Thank you, Nozeti.
Thank you, Anna. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited about this exhibition and happy that it's happening. Although we missed to go to GFI, but it's so interesting, especially at this time. This is our month. It's been so nice to work with Pippa and my other colleagues, Nomfundo, Notandile, and Nomonde. I'm speaking on behalf of them as we were working together. The history is very painful. I won't run away from that. But we continue to work. We are not going to stick to that. When we were cutting the pieces of material, making the outfits, it was so nice for us. It feels like we are mending the wounds, because from pieces, we cut pieces from different materials to make one dress. So it's been so nice for us. The very interesting part for me on this project is for Pippa to take me to the clay pits for the first time of my life, to see the clay pits. I was feeling like I'm dreaming, but so excited to see the clay pits that we were using for our outfits, for our facial beauty, for our paintings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nozeti. Well, that brings us to the end of our opening this evening. Please note that we will be having a Q&A next week, Wednesday, on the 19th of August in the evening at 6 o'clock South African time. If you would like to join us, you can go and register on our website, where you will also find the virtual exhibition. If you would like to join the conversation, you can just send me an email and I will put you on the list. Thank you so much for everyone that attended this virtual opening this evening. You can now go and look at the virtual exhibition on our website, where you will also find talks of Pippa. She did a studio tour, and Nozeti also talking about the exhibition, as well as a detailed catalogue including info of the work and some history and background of each of the works and prices. Any questions you might have, you can contact me via email at manager@gfiartgallery.com, or you can give me a call at 041-586-3973. I will be posting the opening on our Facebook page for anyone who might have missed out this evening. Please also go and like our Facebook page to see any future events that we might have. And I will also, at the end of the Zoom meeting, I will put some info exactly on how you can go and look at the virtual exhibition on our website. Thank you very much to Pippa, Nozeti, and Nabuko for your time this evening and sharing your knowledge about the exhibition. Thank you very much to everyone and enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay, let me just share screen.
Okay. You
Wave one more time.